My name is June Moon. Up until this point, I was just June, and that's all I really know. How this all happened was just my fate. Wrong place, wrong time. My intentions were good, and through curiosity and the unlikely event of discovering something completely inhuman, I became no longer a whole, but half, a vessel. Somehow when I left the cave, I didn't leave alone. I spoke the words that would change my destiny and alter the future of the Suicide Squad, and everyone after. I spoke the words, the Enchantress.
Let's do something fun.
Well, hello my beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to cosplay the Enchantress from Suicide Squad. She is played by Cara Delevingne, and she is a very powerful sorceress, if not the most powerful character in the new Suicide Squad film. I based this entire look off the Comic-Con trailer and duplicated her look, created her costume to the best of my ability, considering she is not shown very much at all in these trailers. So let's do something fun, and please continue watching if you want to know how to transform into the powerful Enchantress from the Suicide Squad. So first I'm going to take my eyes from these baby browns to the Enchantress's beautiful green eyes using some colored contacts. This is one of the easiest ways to transform your look when cosplaying. These contacts are super comfortable and look very similar to the Enchantress's eyes. Now to start everything off right, we're going to prime the skin, and today I'm using a very moisturizing primer that will add a lot of luminosity to my skin as well as hydrate it for this look. To apply this primer, I'm just using a flat foundation brush. I'm going to be using a stick foundation that is about medium in coverage, and I'm just going to apply this all around my face to give a nice base for some of the sponge work we will be doing later. The Enchantress and me have very similar complexions, so I will just be using my everyday foundation for this. I'm just going to blend this out, making sure everything looks seamless. To lock this foundation in, I'm going to be using a setting powder that matches my skin tone and dusting this all around my face. You can also use a translucent powder for setting, or if you have drier skin, you can just skip this step altogether. So the Enchantress has really great brows. As some of you may know, the actress that plays the Enchantress is Cara Delevingne. She's also a model, and she's very much known for her eyebrows. So today we're going to take my wimpy, lightly colored brows to the dark side by applying a brow powder that's about 3 to 4 shades darker than my natural color. Start at the tail end of your brow, creating the arch, and then move toward the front of your brow, flicking up to create the definition that the Enchantress has. My brows are really light naturally, so this dark brown powder really enhances them and helps create that shape that we want. I also like to go in and set them with a clear brow gel just to finish everything off. To start off the eye look, we're going to be taking a creamy black eyeliner and smudge it pretty much all over our eyelid and waterline, as well as the lower lash line. Being messy is totally okay because right after we're going to take a black eyeshadow and pack this onto the lid, as well as that lower lash line and waterline. Right after that, go in with the gray eyeshadow and a fluffy brush and start buffing the gray into the black and move upwards towards the brow bone. This smoky eye is nowhere near being perfect, neat, or conventional by any means. This is cosplay makeup, so don't be afraid to take it to the next level. keep on buffing until this looks super smoky. For this next step, I'm going to start winging out this look with the gray eyeshadow and the fluffy brush, as well as drawing some tear streaks down my eyes. The Enchantress has this illusion that looks as if these black tears are coming down her face, or the fact that the evil is just oozing out of her eyes. Create the lines and add in darkness where it's needed. I started at the outer portion of my face and worked my way in. To get the decaying, muddy look the Enchantress has, I took a sponge and dabbed into some green, black, and brown paint for an earthy tone. Then just dabbing this into my lower jaw area and working up around my face. Go lightly with this and then add in more for definition where it's needed. Her pattern for the mud is around her mouth area and also her cheeks, almost like a mud contour. Now for the fun part, we're going to start adding in the writing that the Enchantress has on her forehead, as well as her cheeks. She has 3 lines of writing on her forehead and 2 lines of writing on her cheeks. There is no rhyme or reason to this. I just went in and wrote out symbols that look legit but really essentially mean absolutely nothing whatsoever. So be creative and just try and draw in letters with some character added to them. Adding in lines and dots helped the writing look a lot more detailed. The smaller the writing, the better, so be sure to use a very thin brush. I'm using body paint to draw this in, but a liquid eyeliner or pencil will work just the same. Taking a translucent powder, I'm just going to lightly tap this into the writing, being careful not to smudge it, as this will be the first step in making the writing look a lot more like a tattoo beneath the skin, rather than just writing sitting on top of the skin. Taking a pretty dense kabuki brush, I'm going to dip into some foundation powder and dab this onto the writing for more coverage. After I've done this step, I'm going to go back in with the eyeshadow and the sponge and just darken everything up to add any lost color back in. Next, I started drawing in the symbols that the Enchantress has on her body, and to do this, I just looked at her Empire cover and tried to duplicate the symbols as much as I possibly could. To draw them in, I used a black body paint and a flat concealer brush. I started mapping out the circles on her shoulders, and then went in and created the dot in the middle. After this, I went in with the sponge and some more black body paint and dabbed this all around to make this look streaky, like I've had these symbols on for a while. I then put on my necklace that I made myself from some beaded curtains. They were originally black, but I spray painted them dark green and gold. I just kept wrapping them until they were tight enough to be a thick, chunky choker. I used a shower ring for the circular pendant that she has, and I also spray painted that too. After that, I went ahead and put on my wig, and this is a 40-inch $10 wig from Amazon that I hot glued dreadlocks to. The Enchantress has really long stringy hair with some dreads. I also added her headpiece in, and I made this out of styrofoam. I spray painted this dark green and gold as well, and I hot glued some hair clips to the back, securing this onto my wig. I also made sure to bring out some hair in the front of my head using some gel, and I made some thin strips that fall right in the front of my face that look just like the Enchantress's. This gives a very grungy look. Don't forget to go back in with the black body paint and black out your hands or any areas that look like they may need some more touching up or darkness. And this is my Enchantress look from the movie Suicide Squad. I hope you enjoyed this cosplay makeup tutorial on this awesome character. Be sure to like and also subscribe if you want to see more cosplay tutorials from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.